welcome back, guys. It's Kibla Ahmed, joined with G-Man in Singapore. Excuse me, it's the Brothers Geek Out podcast, episode 126, guys. Make sure you guys check us out on SoundCloud as well. How's it going, G-Man? How you been?
Yeah, brother. I've been good. I was telling you earlier, just before this, that it's been raining non-stop in Singapore. Freaking basic. So it killed today. Yeah, like all day yesterday was raining, but I did cycle through the rain to go training, and I done my training, which was great, and got some time to kind of read some comics and stuff. So at least I made use of that. But then today, all day, non-stop. And I'm just thinking to myself, why does the UK get such a bad rep with the rain when Singapore is just as basic with the rain? Like, I'm like, how come no one ever says Singapore weather's basic, like when it comes to the rain? Because it freaking is, bro. I cannot believe that literally I've been sitting here all day looking outside, just thinking, hoping that it stops, and it hasn't. So yeah, and that was last weekend as well. Last weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, rain all day. This weekend, same. Basic. But anyway, I've been good, bro. I've been good. I've been like I said yesterday, caught up with some training and caught up with reading some comic. I'm still reading through the Secret Invasion collection that I got. And then that's it, bro. I've been watching The Boys. Maybe we could talk about that in a bit. I watched the first episode of season 2 today.
Cool.
I went through season 1. I wanted to, rather than do the recap little clip, I wanted to actually watch all of them because it's such a great show.
Yeah.
And that's it, bro. That's it. Oh, and then I told you as well that my pump on my bike got stolen. I really underestimated the criminals in Singapore. It's such a safe place. I was like, no one ain't gonna steal shit here, man. Everyone's cool. There's criminals everywhere you go. There is always one motherfucker that's like, ooh, shit, I need one of those. Snatch, motherfucker. No matter where you go in the world, there's always a criminal, man. So
always.
Normally I'll be pissed. No. Normally if I'm in the UK, I would never leave shit. Right? I just know that. I underestimated the criminals here. I was like, let me just leave it. No one ain't gonna steal it. They left my lights. You know what I mean? The lights are kind of nice. They left those. Son of a bitch just needed a pump and took it. So anyway, I have to get a new one, and I won't leave on the bike now. You know, I've learned my lesson.
It's better safe than being sorry, man. Definitely. But
no matter where you go, always, because there's gonna be fucking criminals.
There will be, man. There'll be. I don't know, man. Some people just, I don't know. I mean,
I haven't stolen. Listen, I should even be admitting this. I ain't stolen in ages, right? We were kids when I done that shit. I can never do that now to somebody. I can never see something and be like, ooh, I want that. You know what I mean? And just snatch.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was always this thoughts about. I'll never forget like being in the sweet shop and just be like,
it's a danger, isn't it?
I want to take it.
It's a danger. You know what I mean? It was like, it's like what Bruce Wayne went through when he did his training. You know, the thrill of doing something dangerous and something that's against the law, something against, you know, a lot of things. It's the thrill of that excitement, and then the repercussions come after. Beats. Yeah. So definitely.
If I caught you stole my pump, I wouldn't have beat him, but I would be like, you know, what the fuck? It's Singapore, man. You're not allowed to steal here, motherfucker. I swear you get your hand chopped off or something here. Something, you know, they don't fuck around here. I don't know. Listen, man, you people get hanged and shit here for drugs and whatnot. So I'm sure there's some kind of repercussions for stealing. But anyway, I have learnt my lesson in Singapore. No matter where you go, there's always going to be some bastard who's going to steal shit. But other than that, man, all good. What's been happening in the UK?
In the UK, bro, not much, bro. Like, as you know, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, the Great Britain, has put out a new law that more than 6 people can't hang around with no more. Yet we can go on crowded buses and trains and go to work and school. It's a weird one because they think there's going to be I know there's going to be a second wave coming soon. This coronavirus, this vaccine. It's a difficult conversation to have right now because everybody has different thoughts about it. All I'm just saying is world control.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about the. It could be an opportunity. like maybe people are taking advantage of the situation. No, people are definitely taking advantage of the situation. When I say people, I say companies and governments definitely take advantage of the situation. But when you leave the house, so when you're on a public bus and transport, are you required to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's the same in Singapore. I think they've lifted that law, but yeah, we had the same thing. You can't have groups more than 6.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, you can be on a bus, you can be on a train, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So I listen, I know there's all the memes and everything going around, but excuse me, if there's a way to reduce the cases, then let it be.
No,
I
of
just
course,
think these
man.
governments have, they have, some of these places haven't managed it as well as they possibly could. But I don't know, it's a virus, it's fucked up. Just wear your mask, bro. Just wear your mask. So wait,
Yeah.
it's happening from tomorrow, right? So obviously it's gonna happen for a couple of weeks until hopefully the cases go lower or something.
Who knows, bro? This fake ass vaccine hasn't come out yet. They said there's more delays. Government laws are coming out, that are going to make it compulsory. Yeah, it's a lot of change, a lot of weirdness going on. I'm just going to wait till things kind of pan out and try and understand it. I don't want my little girl injected with something that I don't know much about. You know what I mean? This is what put place down. You guys are going to stuff us with something that we need to know more about before you put this thing. Like, it's a whole different discussion.
Yeah, I'm not, because there's some people who are proper anti-vaccine and doesn't take the cold vaccine. I don't take those things. I don't take it, but I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not anti-vaccine. If they have a COVID vaccine, fuck it, take it. To be honest, I'd rather catch it and just be immune to it naturally, to be honest. But anyway, like, if there is a vaccine, all right, I'm happy to just take it anyway. But yeah, of course, you want to understand what you're taking. You want to understand it's being tested. That's what they're doing now anyway, all the testing, making sure it's cool. Whether they put microchips and all that shit, I don't know. That conspiracy stuff, I don't know. All that shit.
Nanotechnology, bro. They're gonna put lots of vibranium and Iron Man nanotechnology into you, bro.
I'm saying, yeah. I can't say that. But listen, man, if they told me right now, hey, listen, if you take this vaccine, you could travel the world, you could go home to your family. I'm like, yeah, cool. As long as I understand what the vaccine is. I'm not, like I say, I'm not anti-vaccine. I would just prefer to just catch it and be immune to it. I wish there was a way where it was like, they had a vaccine is like for you to avoid getting it. When you catch it, the medicine, I don't know what the hell you call that, but to cure you, I wish there was a way that, listen, we can inject you with the virus so you can naturally get immune to it. And if you don't recover within 2 days, then we'll just take this pill and this will make you recover and whatever. I would love to do that if there was that kind of solution. So I would be happy to just get the virus, see what happens. If I get immune to it, perfect. If I don't, take the pill, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, to be honest, bro, I do want a vaccine to come. If that's what's gonna make the world go back to normal, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like all this global control, all these conspiracies, yes, some of them exist, some of them are fake, whatever, blah blah blah. But as long as people are in charge and the people who are in charge, we're always gonna be pawns. So what you gonna do, man? What you really gonna do? But yeah, again, safety. Like, just as long as the vaccines are safe, cool. That's my opinion anyway.
Of course. Let's see how it goes, bro. Let's see how it goes. Other than that, in the UK, not much, I think, what was it? So we saw Tenet, we saw New Mutants. I'm gonna go see Bill and Ted next week. I know a lot of people have already seen it and they've streamed it. I want to see it on the big screen to support. It's my we could almost say these are our childhood friends on the big screen. I want to support, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. So me and wifey will go check that out. DC Fandom, man. It happened last night. Started again at 6 p.m. It's still going on now. I feel like I kind of only went to the comic book stuff because they had more sections you can explore. You can make a schedule and go on there. Exciting times. My artwork is on there.
That's awesome.
That's big shout outs to DC, because one thing that they've done is how they connect with their fans. And who would have thought, I would have, I'm going to do a post later on, I never ever in my entire time of doing what we've been doing love what we love to see my stuff represented by DC Comics. That's the time we live in right now.
Mm.
Sometimes thoughts like that when our uncle used to talk about it was like something that was impossible. But it's possible. You know what I mean? It became possible. Things have changed. Companies have changed. I don't know,
Technology,
man.
The internet. It's one of the positives of the internet. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of the negatives, but it's one of the positives, man. You're so much more in touch with DC, and all that stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It is, so it has, it's awesome. I mean, I can't imagine what you're I remember this was back when I was competing, right? Probably 2011 or 10 or something, and I competed in a tournament. And Sifu, Edwin, he noticed me in a magazine. Now you can't see my face. I'm going for a takedown, but I'm like, that's me, bro. And I can never forget that how moist I was. I was in a combat magazine, even though I was basic amateur fighter, blah blah blah. But I just remember that feeling. So I can only imagine how you feel with your artwork being on DC. Like there's almost a similar sort of feeling of like, oh, I was not that I was recognized personally. Your one was actually recognized for its art piece. I guess they took the picture of me taking down this person, and I guess at that right moment, that frame was a good shot to put in the magazine, and I was just moist that I was in there.
No, of course, it's still moist, bro. I've been grateful and blessed to have the opportunity in the past couple of years to. It's legacy, bro. That stuff is down in history, you know what I mean? So like, I'm happy that we've got to do things in our lifetime that is like written in. You might as well say written in stone now. You know what I mean? It's there. They can Google it. They can look up on it. They can watch our reactions on our podcast.
Yeah.
And say, great granddads did this, great granddads did that, and that's always nice.
Yeah, no, you know what? I was thinking about that the other day, right? So, Miesha Tate used to teach at the Miesha Tate MMA, female legend, basically, right? And she used to teach at Evolve here, and she just recently moved back to the US, right? COVID, and she had another baby and all that bullshit. But she moved back, and I was just thinking, damn, I'm glad I got a chance to train with her. I'm glad I got my picture and all that sort of stuff, right? To remember. But I was thinking the other day, like, people who watch football, for example, and they see these football superstars and they would love to meet them, or see a basketball or whatever, right? What is the chance of them like actually meeting them, right? It's very slim, right? But with me, like, I'm into MMA, I'm into martial arts, and I train martial arts, and I've been around the world now, traveling and training in different MMA camps and places in the world, in Asia and whatnot. And I've happened to meet a few of these superstars. To me, they're superstars and they're martial artists. And I'm just like, again, what you're saying, we're in this kind of world where somehow we made it happen. You followed your passion in art and drew these pictures out of your own passion, and it got you recognized by DC, and it's all on DC fandom. I followed my passion of just training. I'm not a fighter. I don't like fighting, all that stuff, but I love the martial arts so much. And every time I go to a different country, I'll train in the gyms. And I meet these legends, these martial arts superstars. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's amazing. I think not only it's in this world, but it's what you do, right? It's your reaction. You love this, then just do it. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be the Jim Lee of artists, but just put your passion into it, and you will get recognized. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And same with martial arts. I'm not trying to be a black belt. I think I always have this thing in my head, and I've been training for ages. But recently, I'm more like, you know what, G? Like, I've never been athletically gifted, right? Literally, I'm not, right? I'm not good at any other sport. I'm not trying to be a world champ. I'm not a fighter. I've competed before, and I've admitted to myself I'm not a fighter. I'm not trying to be a black belt. I don't care about that. I just want to keep training, right? I'm just trying to be better than myself.
What did Mr. Miyagi say? What belt you on, bro? He goes, yes, Converse, $3.99 from, what do you call it? You know what I mean? He got I think that point there proved a massive thing, and I think that's something that you've taken on as well. It's you want to live and breathe the martial arts. It's not about what grade or what belt. It doesn't mean anything. It's for my mental discipline. It's for me. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be better than any other student. I don't care for lower grade person
Mm.
taps me. I don't care. I'm just doing it for myself, like literally doing it for myself. I think at one point when I was competing, when I was back in London, I was trying to get into, when I was competing with Edwin and then getting more into MMA. Okay, I think at that point I was trying to be a fighter. I was trying to, you know what I mean? There was ego and all that insecurities and all that shit rolling in me as well. So yes, at that point I wanted to be beat and I didn't give a fuck. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do none of that shit. I just want to train and I don't care about anything. Anyone else. I'm just trying to be better than myself. And but again, just me following my passion, I've developed as a human being, but just meet superstars, man. Like, you know, and even in the ONE FC, which is huge in Asia, man, these guys are just rolling around my gym teaching us. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's a Muay Thai legend champion and he's teaching me. And, you know, I'm like, this is crazy. So follow your passion, man. You don't have to be the best in it. Just follow it. Just do the best you can, and things will be recognized. Little things. You'll get mini successes and mini moistnesses out of them.
And I think that's what people need to learn to work towards. It's the mini successes, the mini moments, mini moments, and yeah, they play a big difference, man. I've got loads of mini moments. There's been some epic ones, and there's some mini ones that keep buzzing and keep going. And there's the goals that I work towards as well now. I never used to work like that before. I think now, everything's changed, perspectives change, and being a dad has changed as well. So, yeah. So yeah, no, exciting times, right? So yeah, DC Fandom, guys, you probably catch all the stuff on Instagram later on. Follow mine and Gilman's journey, Gilman187. My one's Kibla Ahmed Art. But yeah, that was it. DC Fandom. What else was happening? All right, bro, you saw Mulan, yeah? So I'm gonna try and catch it later on today, hopefully, because I found a way to watch it. So
it's not coming out in cinema. Are they not going to even release it?
No, they're not going to release it. I don't know your thoughts. Have you seen the drama that's kicked up from this?
I've seen multiple dramas. Which one are you talking about specifically?
So boycotting it and
about the Muslim thing.
Yeah,
I saw that because yes, in China, in that specific regions that they recorded it, they filmed it. Millions of Muslims have been put into concentration camps and there's a genocide going on. Yeah, I've heard about that. Look, the movie I told you, right? The cartoon's obviously better. The movie is, you know, it's fine. It's very, again, Jet Li, Donnie Yen on the big screen, fucking epic. It follows a female movement, right? Female empowerment, all that stuff. So it's brilliant from that perspective. Also, it's the best movie ever. It wasn't comedy, it wasn't funny, so it didn't give you a sense of entertainment value from that perspective. There wasn't much character building and stuff. In regards to all the boycotting it, I mean, fucking everyone wants to boycott everything these days, right? This big cancel culture that's going on. I get it. I tell this to people all the time, like me as an individual, right? I've been to China multiple times, right? I am fully aware of what's going on in China. I know there's concentration camps and the world knows, right? Nobody's talking about it or whatnot, but the world knows, right? Millions and millions of Muslims it's a genocide going on there, right? I'm fully aware that my experience with the people in China have been amazing, right? No random person in China has tried to grab me and put me in a concentration camp. You got to remember, one, China's a big place. Two, there's billions of people there, right? Obviously the government's fucked. They're the ones who's doing it, and obviously they probably brainwash hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of Chinese, but there's still another billion of them who are just like, I just want to live my life and you're interesting to me, I want to learn about you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't just say, oh, all of China hate Muslims and trying to put them. No, it's the government. Yes, it's the country in the sense of the government and the rulers. Yes, they brainwash a couple of million people. Yes, but the general Chinese people, just like the general world, just want to learn. You know, they're interested. They just want to be living their lives.
Of course.
So I don't know if this movie should be boycotted. I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess they got a point in the sense that, damn, you recorded this movie about empowering and fighting a war and China being taken over, where in that province, your Chinese government is killing a whole region of people. I get that perspective. I don't know if it should be boycotted. I don't know, bro. I don't know. What do you think?
No, it's quite interesting. I haven't looked into it much because a lot of spoilers are coming out and the rest of it. So I just want to actually watch it and then kind of make my own thoughts and decisions about the problem is because we're on social media, everybody bombards stuff on there, so I always try and flick through as much as I can. Look, I want to watch it. You know, boycotting movies and the rest of it doesn't make a difference in the reality of the world, the way it works. Boycotting a movie, what is that going to do? That's my personal opinion.
It's true. I
What
agree.
is that going to do? You're going to boycott a media. It's an entertainment thing. Okay,
It's
that
got
ain't going to
nothing
make no
to do with
impact. Exactly. If
exactly.
you're not out there actually genuinely got marching and have thousands of people backing you up, the problem is you can't do that over there in the next country because they'll shoot you.
Yeah, you can't do that in China. You're fucked. That's what I'm
You're
saying.
fucked. That's what I'm saying.
I fully understand what you're saying, but yeah, boycotting a movie has nothing to do with the agenda, and it won't help those millions of millions of Muslims. I'm not saying,
Exactly.
listen, I'm a Muslim saying this, man.
Yeah.
Of course, it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I know even yesterday was Friday was 9/11, you know, and that's a heartbreaking moment for the world as well. And rest in peace to the people
Mm.
who suffered and all the Americans that suffered. But then, you know, there's this shit happening in China. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's hard for me to like I want to show sympathy for everyone, you know, whatever's happening in the world is, but
Exactly.
every day there is something happening. You know what I mean? So on 9/11, you know, I just, you know, like people are posting you again, the internet, you got a lot of positive stuff posting, you got a lot of negative stuff. I'm like, ah shit. Like fuck. Why
Mm.
can't like you know what I mean? Like, because you got a lot of negative stuff saying, oh, people just care about what happened in 9/11, but they never post about. I'm like, yes, I get that, but then the people did die in 9/11, so you got to respect that. You don't post that because that kind of disrespects the human beings that died on 9/11 and the innocent
Of
people.
course, and that's
I
why
get, yeah. Like,
you
don't
got.
forget the innocent people that died. Like, your message affects them. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Like, you're trying to send a message to the people who are alive. I get that, but there are the innocent people who did die. But I
Mm.
get it, man. I get it from both. That's why I didn't want to post nothing on. Sometimes I don't want to post some shit, you know, because it's
No,
like,
with that scenario, exactly that, and that was my main thing, and I saw a lot of people do the same thing. They posted and pay good tributes, and I can totally understand that. But then I saw the bad end of it, and I was like, you've got to be political about things like that. So I'm not going to post that anyway. Plus, my name's Kibla Ahmed Art. That could cause drama in itself, so I have to be political about things like that because yes, you're tarnishing the innocent people that died on that day as well.
yeah, don't
But
forget
yes,
those.
there's something happening around the world, and that's on a daily basis. Palestine, China, you know, everywhere, bro. Everywhere in this whole
It's
world,
hard. It's
somebody's
hard.
people suffering. You
My
know what I mean?
my only thing is like, because I very much avoid posting things, even like I say, even like what happened in Syria and China. I rarely post things on those things. Very rarely. My thing is like, if you're an individual who posts all this shit about, you know, not shit, sorry, excuse me,
Mm,
or posts stuff about 9/11 and 7/7 in the UK, and I
mm,
think it was 7/7 and all these other dates in the Western world, then you should, as an individual, be posting stuff that's happening in Syria and China and all that stuff. If
of
you
course.
don't, you've just clearly kind of shown that this is my side.
Mm,
Whatever happens in the Western world, I'm always gonna remember these people, but I'm not gonna give a shit about these people. You know what I mean? So that's why I find that stuff a bit difficult, man. But you know, the main thing is like, you know, it's a political agenda, and don't disrespect the people
of
who have
course. Of
died,
course.
the
Of
innocent
course.
people. So yeah, anyway, going back to the Mulan boycotting and whatnot, I would, bro, listen, I would tell you to go watch it because again, Jet Li and Donnie Yen are in it, and it is a good movie, and they will give you some joy. When you see
Mm,
Jet Li on there as the Emperor of China, like, you deserve to be the Emperor of China because you're freaking awesome. Like,
mm,
it gives you that kind of joy. So I wouldn't boycott. I mean, I remember, sorry, I'm going into one,
mm.
but I remember even with Wonder Woman, people, Muslims, sorry, my brothers and sisters, but you wanted to boycott it because uh, Gadot, you know, she kind of agrees with Israel's
Mm,
whatever they're doing. I'm not watching it because of her.
mm.
I don't agree with her. I don't agree with her. Like, if she wants to support Israel to take over Palestine, that's her belief. I don't agree with her. But the entertainment value that I'm getting Wonder Woman, superhero, DC. I'm gonna enjoy that. I'm not gonna boycott the movie just because of her fault. She's just okay. She is Wonder Woman, but
Yeah.
I'm getting entertainment value. Like, like you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to say,
It's a
like,
hard,
I
it's
don't,
a hard,
I don't,
thing.
yeah,
That's
I
why
don't
I
have.
kind of mix with that when it comes to people's thoughts on that. I'm like, it's a movie.
I can't, bro. We don't have to agree with her. You don't
No,
have to agree with her, but you could just
exactly,
enjoy the entertainment she's giving you.
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I tell you, like, listen, bro, we're all hypocrites. We're all
Hmm.
hypocrites. Let me tell you something that's been on my head as well. Like, sorry, like, because the same people, for example, that want to boycott her and her movie because of that are the same people that support Khabib, who is the MMA fighter, right? The world famous. But those same people, before Khabib got in the scene, I'm telling you, there was loads of things going around where MMA and fighting was haram because you shouldn't be hurting people, you shouldn't be hitting people in the face and taking hits in the face. But now all of a sudden, you got Khabib, who's like, mashallah, alhamdulillah, and beating the shit out of people. It's like, oh, mashallah, we support Khabib and fighting. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't MMA haram? Wasn't hitting people haram? But all of a sudden now it's halal, and because you got all these Muslim fighters coming in and they're running things, but now
Yeah,
all of a sudden the one Muslims who were saying no brother, you shouldn't be fighting, it's haram, are like, mashallah, he's beating everyone. I'm like, hold on. So, you know, like, we're all hypocrites at the end of the day, man.
listen,
And
totally agree,
yeah,
without a doubt. That is, we have our moments, and it's it's a shame. It happens, you know what I mean? You know, it happens, and it's like quick trade of thought. It goes like that, you know what I mean? So definitely understand that whole process. Definitely understand that whole process. All right, I'm just gonna
best thing that-
quickly.
yeah, I think I'm
No,
just
go
gonna
on.
say, to finish that off, I think the best thing that we could do as individuals is try to be as neutral as possible. Like, see things from both sides,
That's right.
have be open to be like, yeah, I don't agree with that person, but I'm cool with their content. I'm cool with whatever they do. I
Mm,
agree with that person, you know, but doesn't mean I'm on your side. I'm on no
yeah,
sides. I try to see
that's
both
right.
sides and whatnot. Unless it's straight down the middle when the dumb fuck terrorist does something, then you're just like, all right, cool. I don't agree with that motherfucker at all. But in general cases, allow this cancel culture boycotting thing and whatever, man. Enjoy the value of what it's bringing you, not the, you know, not the individual's thoughts. What's got nothing to do with fucking Wonder
Exactly.
Woman
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
Mulan or whatever. But yes, of course, to the people who are suffering, man, God bless them, and
Yeah.
hope, you know, I hope there's something that can, that, you know, I hope, you know, God has plans for them, man. You know, we have faith,
Mm,
whether you believe in God or not. Like, with my faith, I believe that, you know, God's gonna protect them in the ways that he will do, whether you want to
mm.
criticize that way or not. God has his plans. So,
Of
you know,
course. Of course. Of course.
yeah, go on. What else been going on?
Definitely. Let me double check. Uh, let's see what's been happening, guys. Make sure you click on like on my Facebook page, Kibla Ahmed Art. I usually have all movie news and comic book news on there. I'm just gonna go through what's been happening in the last week. I did a tribute sketch to Chadwick Boseman the other day. That was on live last week. I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do more live art videos. I feel like get me back into practicing as well. So definitely that. Uh, Shout outs to people who bought the t-shirts off TeePublic. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, man. You guys are absolutely awesome. We had a great discount last week, and people went in and bought some. And when I see when I see you guys get your deliveries, and I know it's across the world as well, and you guys take pictures. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see that Batman print on a t-shirt. There we go. Bro, 6 years ago, man, we went to Secret Cinema and watched Back to the Future. How awesome was that?
That
I
was
found some
amazing.
pictures for that, so that was
Loved
really
it.
good. Shout outs to DC Comics UK for sending out Batwoman and them tasty little biscuits. That's another
Nice.
shout outs as well. Artwork. Happy birthday to Ray Fisher. I know Ray Fisher's going through some. There's a lot going on at the moment on what he went through during the filming of Justice League. I'm so happy that you spoke out. I'm so happy that you're pushing this forward. You know, nobody has the right to treat anybody in any sort of way in any type of workplace. Being political about there's ways, but with what's happening at the moment, I hope he gets justice. Definitely.
Did you
If he get,
hear? So no, go. Sorry, go finish up, bro.
yeah, I hope he gets justice, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah. Did you hear about John Boyega? Sorry, I can't even say his name properly. About Star Wars and his little controversy with Disney and pushing his character. Did you hear about that?
No.
I heard about it on Fat Man Beyond,
Yeah.
and they were talking about it. And I heard on another podcast where he was upset with Disney because he felt like they didn't push his character as much as they could have, and obviously he put it onto because he was black and whatnot. I don't know. I was kind of mixed feelings about that. I get it from one perspective, because they had a lot of potential with his character. This is the first stormtrooper that we saw broke out of that whole brainwashing thing and whatnot, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of potential, so I get it from that perspective, and they could have done like a Disney series on it or something like that, but then also, like, because he said a lot of his parts were cut out or stuff like that, but then also, like, I don't know from an acting perspective, because I'm not obviously an actor and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure if you ask actors, be it black, white, and whatever, and said, hey, like, how many times were you just cut from a scene, or how many movies did you spend weeks and weeks and they just cut you out the movie? So I'm pretty sure that's like a common case in
Of course it is, bro. Justice League is a pure example of that. The guy had 5 hours of footage.
yeah,
What did we
exactly.
get?
So
We
yeah,
got 2 hours and a bit. So you can imagine what we're gonna get in the actual the 4 hour cut. So
mm,
this happens a lot. But listen, man, I could totally understand. At the moment, we are in a very, what's the word, emotional, touchy time of the world. Pandemic, COVID, what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and even more that just happening to this moment at the moment now. Uh, it's going to be, I'm trying to be smart with my wording right now. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And people are going to feel like, what's the word? Targeted. So, and the industry is a weird one, bro. And we know that for a fact. You know what I mean? We'll always play that. Indian guys or Asian guys will always play that weird, uncomfortable, pervy dude, or
bro,
or
the
or
the movie
terrorist.
industry had Harvey Weinstein running things for ages. He's a fucking, you know what I mean? I think that whole industry is corrupt in whatever way it is.
Exactly.
Like,
But
so
it's just the stereotypical thing that's been happening over the generations, isn't it? Like it's starting to break now. You know, when you see people like
everything's evolving.
Aziz Ansari, and you see that Kamal, what's his name, who's going to be in the new Eternals. You know, you're starting to see people break through, and you're starting to see different cultures, and I'm love seeing that. But then the background, the core of it, bro, there is that the one control in it.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it. We as human beings are evolving. A
Yeah.
hundred years ago, think about 100 years ago, which is not too long ago, which is granddad was alive then, yeah?
Yeah.
Just think about how the world was then compared to now. So we have come a long way as human beings. We still got a long way to go, right? But you got to think about these industries. Look, bro, Black Panther came out a couple years ago. That was revolutionary, and we're gonna have more of those moments. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that one. Maybe that one probably did start off with something, but like, because we did have like Blade, and I'm not. Oh, I'm talking about from a superhero perspective, but
Mm.
like, oh shit. But carry on. My food's here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah.
Let me just get that.
Yeah, no, of course. So it was a revolutionary time for something like Black Panther to happen, uh, and it made a big stand, man. Definitely a big stand and a big impact in having something like that multicultural on the big screen. Uh, oh man, it is going to be very touchy, and I hope some of these guys can go through their battles and try and get some like, what's the word? Get some peace out of this. Let's try and change the industry, and that's the main thing. That's why we've got the internet to help us push through, and then having people you know who don't want to see mainstream stuff, we get to see stuff like what we're doing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no.
that's really
And
important.
listen, I think John Boyega, just being in Star Wars, his career is going to be still great.
Of course.
Of course, he had his things. Oh, 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Of course. So no, I hope so. I can only wish the best for him, definitely.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You too. Thank you. Bye.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Food guy goes to me, enjoy your meal, and I say you too. My man's not eating. I'm eating. So basically. But yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, just to finish my thought on that, man, because I'm sure he's got a point too, and from an actor's perspective, I'm sure they got a perspective too, or whatnot. But I think yeah, I do think Disney did have a lot of potential with him. I don't think they boycotted him because he was black. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know these things because, for example, when they released that movie in China, they specifically reduced him on the poster because that's China, man. They're fucking racist. Well, no. Again, see, I'm generalizing, but there is a problem with dark skin in this region of the world. Like people don't want to believe it, man. I have friends from America telling me, like, oh, these like they're white guys in America. They're like, oh, these fat white rednecks, man. They're so racist. And I'm like, brother, I get it, right? But there's racism out here too. You know what I mean? Like you don't know because when you think racism, you just think the white skinhead or the white KKK guy or whatnot. Me traveling the world, I'm like, oh, okay, there's racists in China too, and in Hong Kong and the region out here. So yeah, like everyone should be aware. It's everywhere. It's not just the white.
Of course.
There's loads of things going on, and like I said, like John Boyega is gonna get this. So he's got so much support. His career is gonna be amazing. He was amazing during that George Floyd protests and whatnot, and he gave really an emotional speech and pure from the heart and whatnot. And he was saying he don't give a shit about his career and whatnot. I don't think no one will ever his career's still he's gonna have so much backup, you know what I mean? So people are gonna give him opportunities and whatnot. But yeah, everyone's getting. Do you know what? Listen, like I just heard something recently of a friend of mine. I'm not gonna name names or companies or whatnot, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy who's helped me a lot in my career. He recently was not able to get a job because they didn't want another white guy in corporate. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Again, when innocent white people, the people who don't want white privilege, who just want to live their life normally with everyone else, when the innocent white brother and sister has to suffer through this, I'm like, that's not fair. If he was a racist cunt, excuse my language, but of course, he don't deserve the job. He's a piece of shit. But if you're an innocent white person who's never wanted any kind of privilege or just want equality and all that stuff, then you don't deserve to be not getting a job just because you're a white guy. So it's about racists and non-racists, and innocent people are getting things. So I
tangled up into this, which is quite bad. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I know, bro, man. So, oh man, the world has changed so much, in a year, bro.
Crazy.
In a year, bro. Like it's mad, absolutely mad. All right, look, I'm gonna finish it on a good note. So I got promoted at work recently, guys, and in a weird time that we're living in at the moment, I got promoted, which is amazing. It's a whole different role. It's a whole different path for me. It's a different career. Something that I never thought in my time of what I do, I'll end up doing it as a job. Anyway, so without further ado, I got published last week. So I don't know if you can see it. It's on my Instagram. There you go. Can you see that, G?
I can see that. Yeah. Academic Education. Volume 12. I can see a bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So there you go, man. My first ever published cover, bro.
Nice.
Let's get sent it out to education customers.
Did you draw the whole cover? You done the whole thing?
I did the whole cover, man. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so I got a couple of those sitting in the house, all signed. Yeah, man, that's like my first ever comic book cover, but not really a comic book cover. It's for a magazine, but still, it's exciting because when it's got like 10,000 prints, it's gonna go across the country. People will see it. Oh man, it's weird times, bro. Seriously, like genuinely, I'm over the moon with some of the stuff I've accomplished and set goals and get done. No, definitely. But yeah, left it on a good note. Listen, I'll let you eat, bro. I think next week we get to watch Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted's Face the Music. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, yeah, man, I suppose that's it for me. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I hope Bill and Ted comes out here. I haven't seen nothing in the cinema, but for sure, if it does, I'm definitely gonna go. If not, I'm gonna go watch Tenet again. A friend of mine, we didn't even speak much on The Boys or Tenet, man. Real quick, a friend of mine
go for
was explaining a bit of the theory of Tenet to me. Not like I understood what the hell she was saying, but it's not to do, like, again, you got to research it. I'm going to go on YouTube to research it before I watch it again. But it's not to do with time travel. It's more to do with
Inverted time.
yeah, exactly. And the way
Oh.
she was kind of explaining the example she was trying to give it to me was like, you got your room, for example, and it's clean and the time's going, right? And over time, it gathers dust and it gets dirty. You put your clothes all over there. And then you go in and start cleaning inverts all that shit that just happened. So it's like, that was the example she gave.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I need to go. I'm gonna go watch it again. I'm gonna research it this time and go on YouTube and check the theory and whatnot. But it was very interesting. So it gave me a bit more like, yeah, next week, because I got a couple of days off next week. I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And then last thing, The Boys. I've been going through season 1 again. I was like, you know what? The show's so awesome, and Billy Butcher's such a great character. It's proper geezer. I love him. Right. I just like, let me go watch through the whole thing again. Such a great show. I watched episode 1 of season 2 today, so I'm looking forward to. It's such a good show. And I was saying to you guys that obviously I think they based each character off, superheroes from Marvel, DC, and whatnot, like Captain America, Superman, Wonder Woman. Butcher to me seems like the Punisher for me.
Yeah.
There's a revenge there basically, and he's willing to take on anyone and everyone. So I see the Punisher in him, but I don't know if you started watching it even. Have you even started watching it?
Yes, I did. I'm going to watch episode 4 later on today. I've done 3 episodes. Episode 1 was a good catch-up. Brutal. It's a brutal show. But no, definitely. I feel like it's a realistic take on, what some people would be like, bro. You know what I mean? And that with powers and corporations getting involved, and it's mad, man. I love the concept. I think it's a great show. It's a great comic book. It's a great cast, and I think Seth Rogen, I'm happy that he produced this because he makes me laugh. He's picked out something very out of the ordinary to make into a TV show.
For sure. It's amazing. Go on.
Yeah, and he made it work. Definitely made it work. And he's gonna have a good fan following for this as well. Because can you imagine, the comic book probably came out 15 years ago, and now for it to be resold again, re-merchandised again, the writers, the artists, they must be over the moon to see their characters on the big screen.
Yeah, for sure, and it looks awesome. Like if you look at Homelander's costume, because I was looking at it today, I was like, that costume looks wicked. There's nothing cheesy about it.
Exactly.
When you watch some of these other TV programs about superheroes, like the costumes just look so cheesy, it's basic. But these guys, this is like proper production, man. They look awesome. And it's an interesting take because it goes to show again, the rich people, the corporations always have control. No matter how powerful Homelander is, he's still under control. And I'm like and spoiler alert, I'm not gonna talk anything about it, but at the end of season 1, beginning of season 2, you could tell that he's kind of like, I'm running things. I'm the most powerful guy. But then he's still getting run by the corporation. Like, he's still not getting the respect that he thinks that he can get by fear. There's something over him, and it's like amazing. That is the real world. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we were discussing it earlier. That is the real world. No matter what, the people in charge are always gonna be able to run things. No matter how powerful and whatnot you are. So power to the people always, but government.
The larger picture is quite scary. The larger picture.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad we quickly caught up on that.
No, definitely. I suppose once you get more into the episodes, we could talk more about it next week, because I'm sure you're going to breeze through them this week. So definitely we'll catch up on that. Cool. All right, guys, massive thank you for everybody who's been watching the channel. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for the likes, dislikes, comments. You guys take your time out to watch it. We got some really nice comments last week, so I want to thank you. So I want to give a shout out to Jamie, because he always watches our stuff and he follows our work. He's a big fan of The Last Samurai as well. Jamie, thank you so much, dude, for watching and supporting the work that we do. It means the world. But yeah, awesome. Guys, check us out on SoundCloud as well. But for now, G-Man, I'll catch you later, bro. Have a good one.
Peace.